Welcome to the Archotechs, a RimWorld fluid ideology series about pursuing the Archonexus. Episode 40, The Bloody Path to the Archonexus. To briefly recap last episode, we managed to initially kill off all of the elephants that were plaguing our territory. Then afterwards, we got a little bit of an infestation, which we have turned to kibble, 1,400 of it, which is a ridiculous amount. And then lastly, another mech cluster landed down here and we cleared that as well. So elephants, insects, and mechanoids. This episode, I think it is quite likely that we finally hit our wealth requirement of 350,000 for the Archonexus, which means that we need to ally West Hinia in order to trigger the full Archonexus requirements. A little reminder about that is we need an alliance with West Hinia and a colony wealth of 350,000, and those are the only two requirements. I will also be releasing a full tutorial about the Archonexus quests and how to do it, min-max it, etc. So this episode is going to be possibly an alliance with West Hinia. We are kind of close, a little bit. We would need to donate about 33 more worth of colony wealth, or gifts rather, in order to trigger it, which is possible to do with all of the abundance of material that we have. But that also means that we're going to need to exceed in fact, the 350,000 mark, because if we're donating gifts to them, it means that I need to build up additional wealth because some of it will be for gifting. Bunny is completing her biotuning because we have a high psychic drone for females, and I'm hoping that Chelsea and Fairy don't fall victim to the droner as well. We threw Bunny in because Bunny is still suffering from the maleffects of killing Sacrifice II, and at this point, possibly in the next iteration of our colony, I'm going to be cutting out all the tongues of the male colonists so that they do not flirt. They cannot flirt, because that has become a recurring problem for us, and a bit of a mood problem for Bunny, as she is not a psychopath. She actually cares. I think she enjoys it, but she cares. Taking a look at our food stockpile, we're a little bit low. We used a lot of the vegetables to make the kibble, which I have no regrets about, but that does mean that we're going to need to start hauling the 5,000 corn we have up north so that we can turn it into additional lavish meals and fine meals for us and our guests. As far as wildlife goes, I've been pretty careful about killing off all the wildlife that we have, so there really isn't a whole lot of wildlife left to clear as a result of our careful culling to try to keep our crops and seeds safe. So we have a lot of hauling to do, and it seems like Sven is just about done with, oh yeah, here we go. Psi focus gain rate of 94%. There it is. We have a binding point of the legendary sculpture, and Trustin with black. It's about him making a corset. Very, very exciting. Another thing I might be able to do is to cancel out some of the stone cutting in lieu of hauling. I'll only do that if I feel like we are falling behind and the things are starting to rot, which I do believe they are. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to highly prioritize hauling for everybody so that we can get a whole lot more hauling done. Because otherwise we're going to have mass corn rot, and that would not be good for our colony wealth. The other thing I might be able to do, oh, we're hauling chunks, unfortunately, is to start to caravan it. But I'm not really sure that that's the best choice either, because it is a bit of an exploit of the game mechanics. And if I was to move 5,000 corn, it would be quite a large exploit of the game mechanics. But one thing that we could do is to create a caravan packing spot here, a hitching spot, and pack that corn up for sale. Why don't I do that? That is a pretty reasonable alternative. So, let's have Sven bring all the horses and a crazy amount of corn to our neighbors. Because why not? And then we will manage to... Let's do 5,000. We'll manage to ally Westinia, possibly with this gift that was otherwise going to rot in the fields. And also bring the bionic leg and some horns and tusks. And then some travel supplies and meds. Okay. Send it. I like it. It's a weird use of the hitching spot, but I might as well. Which means I'm going to reduce the haul for everybody else. Because now we're going to be packing up like this, which is a lot faster. Yeah, and we're starting to get corn to deteriorate in storage already. This should be fast. Quite fast. There we are. Now, I'm not going to worry about the replanting this, because I don't believe that we're going to live on this map tile long enough for that to matter. If I continue to live at this map tile, in fact, I'm going to not allow sowing anywhere. It means that something horribly wrong has happened. All right, so what is missing? Just a little bit more corn. It's too bad I can't just be like, hey, don't sweat that corn. You've got enough of it. And we were only 5,000 away from our wealth. But some of the Devil Strand out here is being harvested. So I'm pretty sure we're going to hit the wealth requirements as a result of harvesting that Devil Strand and turning it into vendorable goods. So our ETA here is... One of the things I need to do, actually, is to change my food requirements. Travel. So we can eat on the road. So Bunny is finishing up a Biosculpt pod. She'll be done in about a day. Tiny bit of change, but basically a day. And with Sven gone, we really don't have anyone cleaning at the moment. So Slave 1. I'm going to cue you to clean. Allowing our base to get filthy, and boy, does the filth build up quick. Lowers the impressiveness of our dining room, which is kind of important to keep people happy. Just a little important. Trustin is reliably making those masterworks. And we are getting closer and closer to pulling all that cloth in. Now, you can see the colony wealth severely dropping as a result of Sven leaving, the horses leaving, and then all of that corn. A lot of this wealth drop is just the creatures. Some of it is the items, but that's stuff that we will make up. And here we go. We have pilgrims arriving because they share our ideology, and they're arriving to venerate our Relic of Suppression. That's very cool. With any luck, Sven will have enough side-casting charge to far skip home. So that's another reason to send him. He gets sort of a free trip back. It also seems to me that we are about to fill up on spots to put statues and the like. We have just that much art. By far the most amount of art I've ever had. We have an unbelievably impressive meditation room. An unbelievably impressive throne room, an unbelievably impressive dining/recreation room, and then our bedrooms could be more impressive, I guess. So maybe that's where future art will go. if it doesn't take up too much room. Here, no luck. You can have some. So when your relic gets venerated like that, it requires you to have a reliquary. They can't venerate it if you have it equipped. And they might offer a gift to you in the future. It's one of those uncertain quests. Same with helping out refugees or charity quests. They can, in the future, give you something in return, but it's just by chance. All right, so the pilgrims have left the map, and here you go. You can see possible future reward. Hey, we have another tribute collector. Let's see. I don't actually think, apart from parting with some gold, that I'm going to part with Slave 1, Slave 2, or Buddhaman. Even though... Even though I know that when we go on the Archonexus, we are not keeping them all. And the reason is they provide more wealth through their labor than they would through honor. If you take a look at Trustin's Praetor rank here, he is halfway to Baron. He needs 7 more to Baron. And Chelsea and Fairy, their quest, which leaves in 4 days, is going to bridge that gap, because their quest here will give him 12 honor, which is enough to hit Baron. But even if I got rid of all 3 of my slaves, it wouldn't give him count. So it doesn't help me that much. I'd rather just keep the slaves as is. My power is not looking great. One of the things I might be able to do is to turn off some of the things I'm not currently using, like the machining table and the research, to try to keep us from browning out. Here we are at Lindsay City, and the idea here is to gift enough corn. Oh, we're 1 shy. Oh man, that was close. Gift enough to become allies. So let's offer... There we are. We're now allied. Alright, so we have some additional Thrombo Horn and a Bionic Leg. I'm going to buy Skip Shield as a Psycast. I think it's worth it, because then we can learn it and it becomes imparted in us. Now, I was hoping to buy Cataphract Tech Print. Oh, I could buy a slave. I don't think I'm going to be able to get home in time to gift this to the Caravan, though. Oh, no, that's not true, because I'm going to skip home. Okay. That's agreeable, then. All right, perfect. So we are going to offer tribute. So this guy wouldn't really be that useful to me either. So, Mr. Trustin, let's get you up to the tribute collector and give out Alexios, who I'm going to rename anyway. Slave 3. Because I like when they show up later. So actually, before we talk to Alexios, sorry for waking you up, Fairy, let's strip him entirely, because her? Yeah, strip her entirely. Because that veil is mine, as is the pemmican. And then Slave 3. If you sell someone to their own faction, they are ransomed, not enslaved. Well, whatever. It's still honor. And there we go. I think what happened there was Slave 3 was enslaved. This is really strange. Slave 3 was a slave owned by Lindsay City. And I just sold them back. It's very confusing. A paid toxic fallout. So here's the issue. If I agree to a toxic fallout, a lot of our Devil Strand dies, So I wouldn't necessarily say no to this quest if I got everything harvested first, but I don't think it's likely for me to get it all harvested. And let's take a look at our wealth again. So we're back down about 35,000 away from goal because of the corn selling that I've done. Bunny is out of the pot. So if you're wondering what that does, it's a Biosculptor pleasure cycle. So it's a plus 15 for 12 days, which will help to counteract some of the negative my lover sacrificed the second died. And that should keep her mood up. Another thing I could do is to put some additional art in her bedroom to try to kick the impressiveness up a new tier. And that might make her happy. Oh, we just stuffed... that was not right. We just stuffed pack of survival meals in here to refuel the Biosculptor pod. But one of the benefits of biotuning to Bunny is, like, let's say I needed to put her in the pot again. It's already tuned to her so that it would be a faster cycle. Well, let's see about this art. So very impressive... One more piece of art then. I think the problem here is as I add statues, I also shrink the room. So the room is becoming smaller as a result, and therefore the bedroom is not getting better. So there's really no point in adding art. Oh, more elephants! Fantastic. I missed the chance to kill these guys. Well, not really. I mean, I obviously killed a whole lot of them. But, yeah, here we are again. All right, let's put everyone inside and get rolling on this. So, another 21. I don't know what's going on, but, sure, I guess. Unfortunately for me, Sven really hasn't had time to regain some of his psi focus since the last time. We went elephant hunting. Something else I'm going to want to do. Fairy, could you close this door? I don't want the elephants going in and smashing my turrets. Chelsea, you also look a little slow. Chelsea has not got the crazy good legs that we have. So I did do the marksman command, and then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to hit some vertical pulses on the initial horde to slow them down so we can land more shots. And that will soften them up a bit. Bunny still has... Oh, Bunny, you are really low in psi focus because you've been in a Biosculpt pod this entire time. So I gotta be a little cautious about this. I do have lances and stuff like that, but I'd rather not call in that kind of favor, as it's expensive. And it's pretty easy just to shoot and back up, because we... Oh, Bunny. Oh, Bunny is getting tusked hard here. Let me stand my ground. And skip her out. Luckily, the healing enhancer will see that fixed quickly. And she, given her bloodlust nature, is going to stand our ground, angry that she was gored. And here comes... Here, let me just not do that right now. More of the group. So the issue with Bunny now is she's very hurt, so I'm going to skip her ahead so that she doesn't have to do the walking herself while everybody else walks to cover. She's bleeding in 17 hours, but I'm not all that worried about that. She hasn't lost any limbs or anything like that, so she should be okay in the long run. And we're just about done. Okay. I think I want to tend Bunny in the hospital so that she gets the best possible tend quality. Which means the Sven will go rendezvous with her there. And in fact, I can use Sven to help speed up the process. So I'm going to unrestrict everybody again so that we can finish off these elephants. Yeah, Sven is just skipping her along so she gets there sooner, if you were wondering. She's going to bleed a little bit as she enters, but, all right. Now we'll tend to her with good meds, and she should heal up fast. Sorry, Fairy. Forgot about you. Okay. 21 elephants. All dead, and possibly their tusks and leather will supplement our economy. Oh, hi, Panthers. Yeah, there's only 4 of them. It's not really worth rallying a hunting party. I'm going to sit you to bed rest, so you can recover quicker in case there's enemies coming my way. Chelsea and Fairy have about 3 days left here. I thought I would be done with the Archonexus by now, but I'm kind of glad I'm not. That way I get the extra honor and you guys aren't waiting for anything. Now there's an expectation for scarification on Sven, so that's another thing that I'm going to want to do once everybody's up in the morning, because his leg that was previously scarified has been since replaced. Oh, and here is another cluster. So I'm guessing that this cluster was not part of the Chelsea Fairy quest, and this cluster is going to be ×2 and larger. And that does seem true. Now, unfortunately for me, it has psychic suppression for males, which means that all of my males in my colony have a consciousness of 50%, meaning that they are not going to be that effective in combat. And this suppressor has immediately triggered. The weak point of this mech cluster is quite obviously the unstable power cells. The high shields means, and low shields mean that I can't fire very easily upon it. But it still has weaknesses as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to trigger those weaknesses pretty soon here. I'm going to have everybody stay inside, because with a lowered psychic suppression being lowered and all, it means we're going to move around the colony slow anyway, so it's best to just not fight that. And my plan is to sidecast kill them all. So I'm going to have... Oh, you should be meditating over here. Don't meditate on that. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep him from meditating on that spot. So he's allowed everywhere but that throne, because he regains psi focus at 94% here or 83% here. 94 obviously a lot higher, so I just want to do it more efficiently. It does mean that he's allowed to go over here, but hopefully I catch him before he does that. So this cluster here, I don't think has a preset wake up time. It just wakes up when we wake it up. And I am looking for weak spots. Oh, we also have a solar flare. Wow. When it rains, it pours. Now, another thing I had meant to do is to get some additional marine armor, but we haven't had a ton of time to do that. I do want another piece of armor for Zaleb, because No Luck is wearing the Prestige Recon, so that's something to queue up soon as well. So let's go ahead and get that done. What I really wanted to do is to make Locust armor for them, to make them even more combat effective. So I will queue that up for when the solar flare is gone. Sven is very quickly regaining all of his psi focus, and I am now going to let Bunny out of the bed because she is stressed and is going to suffer a mood break if I don't. Let's go ahead and do the scarification. That's going to be one way to bolster a mood, and we don't really need light for that. Although the light came back on. Okay, there we go. He has been scarified on his nose. He's got an itchy nose now. And Bloke just gave birth to another foal. Will be raffled off for next episode. That was satisfying. So we gain a +1 mood for 6 days, plus the relic, so +2 mood, 3 total. So if we take a look here at Bunny's needs, for instance, we've got 2 from here, 1 from there. Not bad. Now, my strategy for taking out this mech cluster, I think, is going to be to hit a unstable power cell. I don't really see that there is a... I mean, that's a pretty simple way to do it, and it would annihilate a lot of this mech cluster very quickly. And that probably means using Sven's invisibility to make Zaleb or No Luck invisible for them to take the shot, and then Sven to get them out. All the more reason to get Psycast gear all the way up. In fact, it might be worth bringing out a Relic of Suppression and using that offensively. The problem with using Sven in this way is he will be psychically suppressed until this suppression, psychic suppressor, gets destroyed. So he is at a bit of a disadvantage, but given his ability to call in favors and psycasts, I'm not super concerned. I think it's very doable. Oh, Bunny. Go eat a lavish meal. Stop being a problem. All right, I think we're just about ready. So taking a look at No Luck and Zaleb. I'm going to go with Zaleb. So I'm going to stand here. Actually, I'm going to stand in the south. Uh-oh. Woke him up a little early. All right, let's get invisibility going. Step into the shield here. Like this. So it doesn't block it. And then we're just going to have to keep track on when we're going to drop invisibility so that Sven can keep them both invisible. So 3, 2, recast it. Now I don't have... Oh, there we go. Let's get out of here now. And here's the beautiful explosion. Oh, and yet another mech cluster being called in while I am triggering this one. Spicy. So, as you can see, a huge swath of that cluster has been blasted apart. My kill box is open for them to enter. And I'm having to use skip on Sven because he is psychically suppressed and therefore a little bit slower. So, for the kill box, let's bring Chelsea, Trustin, and Zaleb down to man it, because these mechs are going to be very easy for the kill box to take care of. There's obviously... I guess one of the unstable power cells survived. Actually, these two as well. And I can go to lengths to try to make sure that they stay up and recovered. And we'll get rid of the rest of this mech cluster soon. So at the moment, what I want to do is I want to keep Sven safe firing on this scyther. Well, the rest of my shooters go man a kill box ready to shred mechanoids. All right, there goes that scyther. I'm not entirely sure what these other scythers are doing because I don't have any valid targets, but this new mech cluster here is a weather controller that will trigger fog. It has a low mech shield. It has a bunch of printers, but it is really not as powerful as the one I just started to fight, so I'm not that concerned. The other thing I have to make sure is if any of my turrets get damaged, I turn them off so they don't get destroyed, which is easy to do. And it looks like a lot of the scythers that are coming in to fight me are already like extremely damaged as a result of the massive explosions. And I think what I'm going to do is pocket my shooters here. And then pop out and surprise them with gunfire. Reserving just the steel that I would need to otherwise fire. So Sven, I'm going to send inside because he's male, as is Trustin. And this is going to be a female clearing. Fairy here could probably go grab the smoke launcher again, because I'm going to need to clear out that cluster in the west, southwest with smoke. Get a little closer for comfort there. Spin all these on. So Fairy, No Luck, and Zleb rendezvous over here, and we will go destroy this. And it's starting to print up pikemen, which is fine. Chelsea is going to continue firing on the mechs that are coming into the maze. All right, I stepped in front of the blaster already. Let's not do that twice. Here, let's put down some smoke and start clearing that out. Chelsea doesn't even have the range for this, and Fairy just got needle gunned as well, but now the needle gunner is gone. So let's go close the distance to the wall and take out this cluster so that our psychic suppression can go away. It did, one of the scythers did manage to pump a turret, but it's not a big loss in the scheme of things. So I think my game plan is just to destroy a hole in this, so then I can shoot through and start to dismantle this here. All right, just punch it then. Go. Fairy's accuracy is horrendous. And Chelsea, how are you doing? There's just one pike left. Yeah, you can be dismissed. All right. All that is left is this mini slugger down here, which is going to be easy for us to take care of. I just have to be cautious about Fairy's mood because it's rather low. And then this mini slugger up there. Guess this thing can still see me. Now, the forced fog is making accuracy very, very difficult. Fog is a weather condition that significantly lowers accuracy, so that's a bit unfortunate, but it could be worse. Come on. Oh, man, we haven't hit it once. There we go. Now we're starting to get it. Oh, there's this mini slugger up there. I didn't even see that one. And she got shot in the jaw. It's annoying. Just it wasn't fatal. All right, so there's one down. Let's go north now. And then go after the suppressor itself, which is only at 6%. It should be very, very easy to finish up. Fairy just keeps getting plugged while in smoke. I'm just not perfectly in smoke, so she keeps getting hit. And one of our locust armor is excellent. Or masterwork, rather. That is terrific. Come on, you two. All right, we can use the suppressor itself to cover us from the turret as we make our approach. 13 hours? Yeah, you can hang in there. I'm just a little worried about our mood. Oh, you're so bad at that. Fine, I'll just get rid of the suppressor. I'll have to figure out why one of the bedrooms is undignified. Oh, you know what? It's a throne room. Yeah, it's a corner of it got broken as a result of must have been a scyther poking at it. Oh my goodness, this fog is killing me. The fog and the darkness, it's all real bad. You can see the smoke is at 30%, the weather's at 50%. The accuracy has been tanked as a result. Okay, finally. Now we just have this one to deal with. This one's obviously going to destroy a sizable amount of our corn, I think. And it has a countdown activator and also a unstable power cell basically attached to the weather controller. Oh, that scyther destroyed some of this structure too. Naughty little scyther. So taking a look at Fairy, let's fix her up. So she doesn't die and have a fit. And then Celeb 2. Now this mech cluster doesn't have a lot in the way of turrets. A bunch of mini sluggers and then one big turret. So it's a relatively easy one to deal with. And now that we're not cyclically suppressed, we can move around a little bit more easily. So let's go ahead and deal with this turret when everyone's up. I'm going to have them all don smoke launchers or sniper rifles, and then the smoke launcher is going to be dropped by Fairy and given to Slave 2. And let's just finish this up. A damaged ship. Oh. For more honor. You know what? Changing the play here. Sven, Bunny, Trustin, no luck, and Zeleb, change your weapons back, and accept the ship with Trustin. So that's 24 honor coming his way in the next 16 hours. This ship here is going to be in 8 hours, and then Chelsea and Fairy leave in 8 hours after that. That is a lot of Devil Strand that is at risk. So I'm also going to unrestrict my other slaves. and get them to start hauling this Devil Strand so that it doesn't have a chance of getting burned or anything like that. So I'm arriving a little early. And I think what I'm going to do is set up a bit of a perimeter, if I could speak. So here's Area 1. Schedule these shooters to Area 1. Undraft them, and then haul chunks. There we go. We have a few handfuls of Devil Strand getting pulled over. Let me queue up another haul. Trying to minimize loss here if possible. All right. Just about done hauling in the chunk wall. It's also about... Oh, and there we go. We have the raid. Sven, let's lay down some initial berserks on their most dangerous, like this cube-boned chain shotgunner. And maybe the minigunner as well. Oh, definitely the Doomsday Launcher. They have a Doomsday Launcher. Let me just double check. It's 2 Doomsday Launchers. So the other one is where? I see one here. Check this again. There's a second one somewhere. Oh, Henson? Yeah, okay. Obviously, I'm a little bit out of position here. Let me back up a little. And keep side casting. Unfortunately, Bunny doesn't have a lot of focus. And Trusta has none. I could permanently side cast with the Incendiary Lance. I think it's probably worth it. Alright, I'm regrouping now behind the wall to the north. And then Trustin will be behind this chunk. I don't like this sniper here shooting at me. So I'll focus on that. They've popped bubbles here. So I'm going to merge into the bubble. I purposely side-casted and Incendiary Lanced guys that were... that had the bubble, so that I might be able to use them in this manner, turning the bubble against the enemies. I just don't want to hit Phillips with friendly fire, because that would result in rep loss. All right, Trev needs to die because he's got a Doom up and active. And now 2 of the Doomsday Launchers, one is biocoded, the one at Trev is biocoded, but 2 of the Doomsday Launchers have been pulled out of play, which is significantly good. Now I have my own low shield attack if I need it, which I'll deploy now so I don't get hit more by these minigunners. And let's toss another berserk out. Trying to alleviate some of the pressure on the Royals, because I don't think they're faring all that well. And hit them with a big old puke. And now they're fleeing. I believe the required Royal has survived. Yeah. This one. Unharmed, in fact. Just by chance, to be honest. And Bunny's going to be pretty happy after this, because she's Bloodlust, and, well, we are definitely making her Bloodlust tendencies fulfilled. It's too bad they don't have the Royal Tribute Collector now, because obviously there is a lot of tribute to be had here. And now I'm just maximizing the amount of people that she kills. And I have officially reached the wealth requirement for the Archonexus. Just now. But, sadly, I'm out of time. So we'll be doing that first thing next episode. Thank you for tuning in to episode 40 of the Archotechs, the bloody path to the Archonexus. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to take part in the poll that will determine how we handle the first Archonexus quest, please go to either Rhadamant.com or my Discord server. The link can be found in the description of the video. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll catch you in next episode. Adios.